was so sorry to hear about the passing of former president of Uruguay, Jose Pepe Mujica. But he lived a full life and died at the age of 89. I met him in Washington, D.C. in 2014 and fell in love. In fact, we were so enthralled that we sent a delegation to Uruguay that got to visit him in his home. And the contrast with Trump could not be greater. Pepe Mujica believed in simple living, rejected all the perks of the presidency, refused to live in the presidential palace, and stayed instead in his one-room farmhouse. He also drove a beat-up 1987 Volkswagen Beetle. Unlike Trump, he would never fly in a $400 million luxury plane. He traveled in coach. He also donated 90% of his salary to charity. Why? So he would make the same amount of money as the average citizen in Uruguay. People used to call him the poorest president in the world, and he would say, no, 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 no. A poor person is somebody who needs more and more and more. I don't live in poverty, he said. I live in simplicity. And it was so cool hearing him talk to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and telling those corporate CEOs that businesses just want to increase their profits, and it's up to governments to make sure they distribute enough of those profits so workers have the money to buy the goods they produce. He said to them, it's no mystery. The less poverty, the more commerce. Somebody should tell that to Trump, as his administration wants to give more tax breaks to billionaires and cut basic services like Medicaid to the poor in the United States. He also was a former guerrilla leader who decided that he was absolutely opposed to war and militarism. He said in his speech that he was horrified that the world was spending $2 billion a minute on military, and said, I used to think there was such a thing as a just, noble war, but now I don't think that anymore, he said. Now I think the only solution is negotiations. And he said, the worst negotiation is better than the best war. So we will miss you, Pepe Mujica, but we will keep in our hearts and in our minds your message of living simply, redistributing wealth, and opposition to war.